Hi, my name is Kak Varley, and welcome to Selling Power TV. Today, we have a special guest, Kak Varley. He is a digital marketing consultant. Hi, Kak.
How are you doing? Thanks for having me.
What are the common challenges that business leaders and sales leaders and marketing leaders are facing in this chaotic environment right now?
I'd say the number one thing is who to trust, right? Because you've got everybody out there who specializes in something in digital marketing, telling them that they need to do that thing. So they go off and try it, and it doesn't work because they didn't take a holistic approach to coming up with a strategy for digital marketing. The other thing I hear a lot from business owners and salespeople alike is, I tried X, it didn't work, or I can't get a hold of this guy anymore. What happened to him? I don't know what's going on. So there's just an overall, first it's the trust, and then the second thing is there's just disappointment overall. And it's just because there's a lot of people out there that take on digital marketing, but they don't really understand how everything ties together. They might specialize in that one thing, but they don't understand how it affects other things.
It boggles my mind. I'm having a lot of conversation with companies either in the tech industry or in the sales training industry. Some of them get their leads from just from Instagram, and others say, well, in the same industry, they'd say, well, Instagram doesn't work for us. How do you filter through all that noise, and how do you come up with a real good strategy?
You have to know the business and then understand the business goals and their audiences. So what I do is I have these things called working meeting. This is before I even get started with the client. I get to understand their business, what they do, what their services are. What is their audience? What are their goals? Basically do real-time research to find out if they'd be applicable to what I do, which is inbound marketing, right? 90% of people come to me saying, I want leads, I want customers and revenue.
Can you share a interesting success story where you helped a client formulate a strategy and turn a mess into something that makes meaningful money?
I think one of my better stories is a landscape design company. I'm out of Arizona. They're local to me. And the guy said, hey, I'm spending money on marketing and I'm getting 0 leads. And I was very pleased to see that he's very transparent on what he was doing for marketing, how much he was spending on it and such. And his big problem was that he was spending the majority of his money on radio. He had 2 problems with radio. The audience was too broad, so he didn't know if he was actually reaching people that wanted landscape design services. And the second problem was, even if he did find some people that like landscape design services, were they ready to buy? I said, well, for you, we're going to have to go into an inline marketing strategy. And what was that in this case? It was going to be Google Ads with SEO. First, we do Google Ads, do all the testing with that, then take the learnings from that and apply it to SEO. And they went from 0 leads, like I said earlier, to right now they're about 21 leads a month.
You and I are going to team up, and we are going to invite 20 to 25 senior level sales and marketing leaders and business owners, where we talk about how to bring clarity to this marketing mess. And we want to call it webinar. Why don't we want to call it webinar?
Here's the problem statement. Your typical webinar is it's a finite subject, right? So then all of a sudden you cut out a bunch of audience that doesn't have that particular problem. And the other problem is it's usually a one-way communication, right? So it's a presentation, maybe some Q&A, 5 minutes for 5 minutes at the end. And I used to do those, right? But then I started testing things up because the Q&A was very popular. And then I would back it down to, I would do 40 minutes of presentation, 20 minutes of Q&A, bam, Q&A, they loved it. Then I did 30 minutes of pre-zo, 30 minutes of Q&A, bam, filled up the Q&A. Then I went all the way to basically 10 minutes of pre-zo possibly, and then doing 50 minutes of Q&A. And it was question after question after question. And people loved it. People just absolutely loved it because it was bringing real value.
Well, we don't want to call this a webinar or a snorrinar. We want to call this an active executive forum where everybody has a voice, where everybody can participate, everybody can bring questions, but also we can co-create solutions and discover what works in other businesses. We're going to do this on October 22nd at 1 p.m. Eastern Time, and we are all determined to helping you win so you get more leads at a lower cost and increase revenues.
Yes, indeed, sir.
Thank you for joining us today. And we have a link below. Please sign up to our new event where we all going to enrich each other.